Okay, we should be live. Let's get the chat running. Need to do one thing really quickly. Uh... Okay. Why Sab armor farming? Well, life. Life is why, Ford. Life. Applied for another place and got told, hey, no. And then when I applied for another place, and it's just like, okay. I don't know how it's gonna go, because it seems like every time I put down white male, it's auto-rejected every dang time. Don't be sad you have Poogie. I mean, yes, we have Poogie, but I'm not the biggest fan of Poogie, so... Oh yeah, and I tried to start a fire tonight outside of my backyard. My coffee tipped over and I lost half my coffee, and it's like, are you kidding me? And funny cat, I know. We have evil Larry. It's just been one of those nights, man. It's been one of those nights. Okay, where do I go? Base camp. How you doing tonight, Ford? How you doing? Squad has been made, so if people wish to join, you can. If you wish to join in the missions, it's first come, first serve. That's how it runs. Alma, get back to your chair. Get back to your chair where you deserve to be. Yeah, I don't like Alma. Do that. I'll take the screamers, since I don't really care about that. And why do I even have the paint berry up? I don't need the paint pod. Yeah, my voice is gonna be like this tonight. You're getting really grovelly, cat. Weather has been not good. Okay, we got throwing knives, we got that going. I don't really care about throwing knives, man. I'm just gonna throw them there. Turn that off, because I'm running bowgun. Yes, you have this voice, and it is something to listen to. I am not faking it, this is just how my voice sounds right now. Okay, tab's still open. We're good. Let's check my audio really quickly. I want to know how it sounds. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Also, I sound like I'm dying. I am not dying. Do I have any tranks? Any tranks? I have tranks, okay. Move that there, move that stack here. Throw some life powder into the mix. Put that there, do that, take those out. I need to cook some stuff on the barbecue really quickly. Do it that way, solve my issues. There we go, portable barbecue. Okay, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Grill meat. Still have it. Still have it. And not perfect. I need to get more rations for stamina recovery. Nope. Okay. I always get that one too late. Okay. Okay. There we go. I should be good relatively soon after this one. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. But how's everybody doing tonight? Okay, we got that. So that means... I hate this inventory system, man. I really do. But yeah, I do not like it one bit. That's funny. Do I have the Gypsarus head crafted so I can have a hat? No, I only have the male one crafted, so I can't have hat. Do-do. I like how that looks, but I don't. There we go. That also works. Like, it really does. I want it to be, like... I want purple. Like a vibrant purple. Yes, I'm playing pretty princess dress up right now. No one can say otherwise. I wish there was an armor that let me hide the waist. Because there's that. There's the Hirabami. There's the Wrath. I mean, like... That doesn't... That looks bad, man. Then we have that. Like, give us this as just invisible option. I mean, that doesn't look bad. I'll take it. Okay. I love this song, man. I swear, old Monster Hunter had some of the best music of this entire franchise. You can never change my opinion on that. I'm going to just remove everything from the list right now. And I'm doing that for a reason. I want to work on just specific armor right now. Yes, I know my hunter looks like a desk worker. Don't say anything. She looks like the woman that would work at like a library who really likes books. Rykills, thank you for the raid. Welcome to the feline pile. I am Bundle of Cats. I am 7 autistic cats trying to sing Bohemian Rhapsody at the same time in a single coat. How y'all doing? Hey, it's Lo-Fi. We do good. That's nice. That's nice you do good. It's been a day. It's been a day. And I'm just removing a bunch of stuff from wishlist right now so I can just focus on specific things. There we go. Yeah, it's just been one of those days to where I'm gonna probably be up late again. It's not because, like, I want to. It's just, I am. It was my fault for also hitting all the hardware on the wish list. And I know if either Faithful or Nyx are up, I'm going to probably get a bunch of funny things on Instagram tonight. But knowing Nyx, she was basically working on artwork all day, so I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to use her hands for anything right now. Okay, so we have... I'm almost there. I almost have all of the stuff removed. I don't feel like doing anything with the Sacred stuff right now, so that's gonna turn into... I wish I could craft these, but I don't even know how to find the fish. Okay, so we are on these first. We're just going down the row now. And then it's the Talioth. Okay, I can... That's how that's gonna go. Why do I have chat messages? Oh. I was kind of confused for a second. Oh, I forgot. Chat is not where I want it on this, one. No, I'm kind of have this working right now. This is my desk. I have that set up for when I do the leather working. I need to go to Windward Plains. I also might get up and make another cup of... No, I'm not. I already used enough of the honey today. I need to make that stuff last. Need to make it last. If no one knows, I got honey that is unheated and unfiltered, so it's like, it's the good stuff. It's like just straight from the comb, basically. Hey, Luke. Yeah, I got that, and it's really good honey, but I have to make it last because I only got 3 jars of it, and each jar has 55 servings. So I gotta make that last through all of winter. Okay, one of them is down. I need 20 of them. That's gonna take forever. But you know what? I'm here for the long haul today. It's the long haul today. I don't know how long I'll be. I know I'm gonna be longer than 2 hours right now. Alma, why do you look terrible? Is Capcom just bad at making designs for people? Yeah, it's just Capcom being bad at making designs for NPCs. And I got the puppies behind me. There are no dog treats right now, so I am going to close that one really quickly. Gonna quickly close that reward really quickly. Give dogs treats. I had to turn that off for right now because I don't have any more dog treats. I need to get more, and I'm waiting for some money to come in at the end of the month. It's only like 3 days. Yeah, it was either going to be Monster Hunter today, or it was going to be Expedition 33, and it's just like, you know what, I'll play Monster Hunter, and then later, like, I don't know, tomorrow or something, what I'll do is... I'll probably start going through Strange Journey again, or Hollow Knight, either one. Probably Hollow Knight, because I know how to make progress now. Tetris shot just feels so dang useless, man. Like, I said it earlier today, it's like Tetris shot was designed with spare shot in mind. It was its entire idea of what it is just feels like it was designed around spare shot as a mechanic. But spare shot's not in this game, so it's just like weird. I really do hope, like, they do a good bit of pathing. What the heck is your issue? I really do hope they... Okay, game, you gotta stop that. Tetris shot. It feels like Tetris shot was specifically made with spare shot in mind. But it's not in the game. Where after your third shot, you gain damage boost. It feels like it was made with spare shot in mind. After your third shot, every shot fired gains bonus damage from 3 through 6. 6 is when you hit the maximum damage bonus. That's about it. To be specific, skill info, Tetris shot. Affinity, increase affinity of bowgun, increase affinity of bowgun / ammo coating for the 4th shot, and the attack of the 4th and 6th. It seems like it was designed with that in mind, because it's just damage bonus. not damage, affinity bonus on shots. It's because you get bonus from 5 shots 4 through 5. Nah, devs are smoking pure distilled crazium to get inspiration for bowgun skills. I mean, yeah, they were. It feels like it either needs not auto reload. Auto reload should stay in the era of Monster Hunter it was. It should not come back. But it should, but like spare shot should just be a thing that bowguns get. As like an ability. It just kind of feels like it. Because late game, basically that's what made bowguns so good, was spare shot. And yeah, they now have infinite ammo for piercing and stuff, but I think it could be worked with. Same with the recoil and reload skills. Because as of now, the only way to increase your reload is opening shot, and that's really only beneficial if you're using a single shot ammo type. Because it's not a flat ammo, not a flat reload increase. Because none of the devs actually use bowgun. It really does feel like that. It really does feel like none of the devs use the weapon that, like, they don't understand every weapon. That's what, in my mind, made Frontiers so good, is the fact that it felt like the devs, within balancing reasons, actually understood the weapons. Until you got to Magnet Spike, in which Magnet Spike was supposed to get tuned, but the game shut down before it could get updated. Okay, that's not all of them. Yeah, it was getting shut down soon, so that makes sense. Okay, that gets me what I need. I think if they ever tried to, like, return with the idea of Magnet Spike, it shouldn't be the super broken thing, but it should be, at least in my mind, something nice. Our heavy bowgun is not very good in the endgame. True, you make that point. I feel like bowgun, the thing that got heavy bowgun in Frontier is the fact that later on, the monsters are either super big and move really fast, or it just didn't have enough damage. And heavy bowgun has always had that weakness that I've now seen of, like, if the monster moves too fast, you don't have consistent damage opportunities. It's too hard for non-whales, true. One of them passed gas. I mean, ballistics is nice. I don't remember if ballistics in this game increases crit distance. I don't remember. I would need to look that up. And I don't feel like looking that up. I feel like listening to music. Power metal. 1 hour. Yes, we're listening to power metal right now. Yeah. If I remember, Pierce benefits from either 2 or 3 of ballistics. I don't remember necessarily which one. Let's go craft that armor on wish list. Super useful. Yeah. 10 out of 10 description as usual. Super useful. Tells you everything you need to know. Oh, much sarcasm. Yes, I'm using a Divine Protection Talisman. Why? Because I like it. And I am not using this option. If anything, I'll use it just to do memes. I'm gonna get all of these done to what I can. Vespoid is gonna be the one that takes the longest. The reason Vespoid's going to take the longest, because as far as I know, it requires like 30, close to 30 something of each material to a degree to get the full sets. Hey, Alphane. The only positive armor skill that directly kills you in Freedom United? How does it kill you in Freedom Unite? It's supposed to protect you, not kill you. Yeah, how does it kill you? It's supposed to keep... It's supposed to reduce damage. Does it accidentally just increase damage? Guts triggers, then divine protection, thus killing... Oh. Oh. That is, an interaction. That is an interaction right there that has some hilarity. That's kind of funny. That's a funny order of operations error, though, in my mind. Yeah, I can get why you don't mix them, because you're used to what happens in Freedom Unite. Funny until you fail a quest because of your kitchen skill. I mean, accurate. Can you not keep moving, please? Thank you. Failure to have guts is on your set is failure to live. Yeah. One of those things that I tend not to like about the older games is the heavy reliance on specifically skills like guts. Because it's never been my favorite skill. Like, I get why it's good, but it's never been my, like, go-to thing. I'd rather, like, learn the fight and not insta-die is my mind. It's why with, like, example, like, Anjanath in World, the one-shot felt kind of deserved. Because it was your fault that you didn't realize an attack was coming. But how you doing, Alphane? Hopefully good. You went from Twitch to YouTube. Then they added G rank and made everyone get new armor. Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah. Listen, I streamed earlier today about like between like 7 and 8, I started like, I think 8 or 9 in the morning, went for 2 hours, and I crashed. Not like that crash, like the, oh, I'm going to sleep now. Frontier G rank was, oh crap, we made the game too hard. Let's make a new rank and hard reset everything. Yeah. That seems about accurate. The more I look at my character, the more I realize, like, dang, I really made that, like, the light. I made the I made the movie stereotype of the attractive librarian. But this one has a gun. So Bayonetta, basically, if Bayonetta had red hair. Last time I even heard about Bayonetta was people getting angry because the artist drew a picture of Bayonetta happily married with a kid, and people were like, "No, Bayonetta's a lesbian icon." It's like, what? Who is it? Who is it? What's it? What world was that even true? It was when the whole McDonald's thing about the Japanese McDonald's anime ad made chronically online people angry. I'm like, dude, this is just a happy family. It's just a happy family enjoying McDonald's together with their kid. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Nothing's wrong with that. Headcanon mindset. Yeah. I think people got that, like, impression of Bayonetta as a character and, like, because of, like, 2 voice lines in the game. Yeah, it's just an ad, people. It's just a cute ad. Can we not try to cancel people and get angry over a cute ad? The Rainbow Mafia will make anything about themselves. Yep. Yeah, the burden of having a Twitter account. It's like, and this is the thing. People don't realize that specifically like Facebook, specifically thing like Twitter, specifically Twitter X, how would I ever call it, social media in general, started on a really good idea. But then it went bad. It was there just so you could keep in contact with your friends and your family over distance. Legitimately, it was not this, like, obscenely controversial thing that it's turned into, using it to go after people's jobs, using it to go after people's livelihoods. It's dumb when you think about it, of what it's turned into. It's like being happy is a crime. Yeah. It sounds weird, but power metal makes this game infinitely more enjoyable. Communication is the most important, powerful things you can facilitate. The outcome was inevitable. I mean, yeah. The outcome of it turning into what it did is inevitable. It's just... What people... It's the thing about people not realizing just how potent information is at your hands. Like, to pull a thing from the firearms world, a man named P.A. Ludi was hyper against gun control in Europe, specifically the UK. What happened? He wrote a book, put it as a PDF, and put it online, showing that you can build a functional homemade submachine gun out of hardware store components with very little knowledge at all. Like, all you need is basically a weld. You don't even need a welder. You just need a metal cutting band, bandsaw, or an angle grinder, and the ability to use a drill. Truthfully, yes, it takes time. It may take 1 or 2 attempts to do it, but ultimately, you can, and that's because the knowledge was let out into the wild. Genuinely, information is one of the strongest things you can have in the world, and the moment you try to misuse the ability to spread knowledge or communication, it turns into what X did, what Twitter did. I don't care what you want to call it. I call it X or Twitter universally, like, depending on whatever whatever word comes to my mind. But you get what I mean. It can be used for very good things. You just have to want to use it for that. People get too comfortable. Yeah. Yeah, they do. I need one more. But see, the stupid thing is inevitable. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Twitter is pre-Elon takeover. X is post-Elon takeover. That is a good way to delineate it. Because there is a big difference with how it's run now to when it was before. There is a big difference. Two entirely different companies, really. Yes. Technically on filing also. Because they're labeled two different companies. Okay, that was a bad joke. Are you serious, game? Wow, that's heinous. Yeah, you could not be seen on Twitter, but you can on X, true. I, on the other hand, I don't. Because I don't say the things that get people's get people's attention. It sounds so weird, but like outside of streaming where you hear like my more extreme takes, there's a lot of things that I'm just genuinely like, eh. It's kind of funny. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I read that as seen, not Ben. I don't say much. Yeah. Same. I only really post on there if it's something like interesting or it's someone being really stupid. It's like right now the whole like conversation about food stamps, it's like, yeah, food stamps to a degree because of how bloated it's become and a lot of people are on it that shouldn't be on it is an issue, but like you don't just scrap it entirely. Because the moment you scrap it entirely, you've just forced how many people onto the job market that's already crippled as is? So it's like, okay, there is an argument to be had, but it's not the argument being had. Yes, it needs a case-by-case review to see who should be on it and who shouldn't be on it. Someone such as myself that has a hard time finding even a job that I can physically do, I kind of need it. Because I would like to be able to buy groceries. And, you know, be able to not have to decide between groceries or medication or groceries, medication, or bills. Because my answer is going to be my bills at that point. I kind of need to eat and I kind of need my meds. So it's like one of those situations where there are people who don't need it and then there are people who do need it. It's very case by case, as you put it. It's why I'm happy that they did like the interview, the reevaluation of literally everyone on it this year. Because that basically forced people who have been basically lying about their need for it to come out true, to come out as they don't need it, or, okay, but you have to work. And I think that was the biggest benefit for it. It's the same thing with Social Security disability right now. Because if you don't know, they basically, literally everyone in Social Security disability is getting reviewed. Literally everyone. Their entire cases are getting reviewed. And I myself is literally just waiting for one of the mental evaluation part of it. Because the appointment got canceled due to government shutdown. But like, okay, I can live with that. So it's just one of those interesting circumstances. Like, these things do need reviews, but you can't just be like one side. You can't go one extreme to the other, because then you end up pushing people into situations where they do die of malnutrition and starvation. And the answer of food banks, soup kitchens, food charity. And in all reality, sure, those are helpful. But you got people like me that exist that, in all reality, my diet is really strict. And it's really strict. And because of my immune system, we had to spend close to like over $100 on just honey, because the honey that actually helps with my immune system is really expensive, like super expensive, because it's unheated and unfiltered. You can't sell that in a grocery store. You can't legally sell that in a grocery store because it hasn't been pasteurized. It hasn't been heated. It hasn't gone through the terrible process that removes so much of the health benefit. So if I didn't have things like Snap to rely on for groceries, we wouldn't have had the extra money to get it. And ever since I started using that honey in my tea every day, my immune system's got a lot better. Like, it's got so much better. Yeah, I hate that YouTube blocked that. The issue with food banks and government bread lines is that they don't work. They are centrally planned food distribution, which always fail. And the USSR, Cuba, like all of these countries that have government breadline, government run food banks, they always fail. So it's just like, I get why people want to scrap it, but I also don't, but I also get why people are being idiots on not understanding the actual nuance of it. Like, on stream, I say some pretty heated things, but the one thing you will never catch me doing is pushing to one extreme if I know that one extreme will put innocent life in danger. I am a Jeffersonian for a reason. It's because Thomas Jefferson made it very clear that the objective in liberty, freedom, and in the right of liberty, freedom, and prosperity is if you are actively going to do something that puts the life, liberty, and prosperity of someone else in jeopardy, you are the one in the wrong. You are inherently the one in the wrong if you are going to do that. Gonna grab a spread gun for this one. Switch held weapon. It's the reason I don't get along with people who are communist, people who are socialist, people who are like super anarchists. I don't get along with them because, bluntly, the moment anything about like a nuanced conversation comes up, the nuanced conversation just goes right out the window. And when I try to talk about stuff like that, it usually ends up with me being basically people resorting to ad hominem / defamation attack, and or weirdly enough, like grandfather paradox type stuff, which is really stupid when you're talking like, which is primarily to people who are like anarchists. Because it's the moment of trying to say, well, it's worked for like super small communities and like this one place. It's like, okay, that's exactly the point to where it can thrive. The moment you increase it to a large continental sized landmass, that's when you start getting into might makes right ideas and people having, and the idea that the weak are to be culled and killed. Yeah, it's been... Real life has been harsh as of late. I'm gonna be honest, man, it has. I'm just trying to find a job where I can work like 20, 25 hours a week, part-time, with like some benefit to like health insurance or something. Hallowed be thy name. Experience socialism or communism. The experiment has been conducted repeatedly. The results are conclusive and damning. It don't work. Yeah, it don't work. That's one thing I've tried explaining to some family members who are in that position of socialism or communism. I'm like, it doesn't work. Enough to understand it. I'm terrible at typing it because of my joints and my spasming. So I just kind of stopped learning to type it. I can read it. That's about it. How many games do you pirate? That's not for the internet to know. I'd love to get back into learning programming. I really would. It's just I have to like sit down and I advise you plead the fifth. True. I want to get back. I just have to sit down, figure out what language I want to learn, and just be very slow at it because I don't want to mess it up to the point to where it doesn't work type of scenario while learning. By the way, this is the longest farm for the entire armor for your armor. Vespoid armor. Longest farm. Because everything you get is from this one mission. Everything for that armor comes from one mission. I've heard good things about C++. If I went to anyone to ask advice on this topic, it would be Operator. I'm going to be honest. Oh, by the way, Operator, did you watch the video I sent you? Yeah, Alphine, the longest farm for any form of armor in this game is the Vespoid armor. All of its requirements come from a single mission. And in this game where layered armor comes from crafting, you basically need to. Did you like it? Because it's like, wait a minute, that's funny. And like, now that I know where that sound effect comes from, I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. It's the moment of like, wait a minute, they got the stone moving from a ceramic mug just being slid. It's funny. Yes, I'm going to craft every armor in the game. I lost my save that had about 80% of the armor on it. And the reason I'm doing this is because armor in this game is layered based on craft. One of these days, I have to try to play through this game with just spread ammo. 40 plus point carapace, man. It would be... It's a fun... It's an interesting way they got sound effects. I've always found the way people make sound effects really interesting because of that reasoning. With how they do it. Like, they do the most mundane objects, and you can get some of the most iconic sound effects. Like, the sound effect of bone being slowly breaking isn't bone, it's... True, poison ammo would. The sound effect they use isn't actual bones, it's celery being twisted. I believe I have the deco, so I can just make them always drop stuff. Yeah, and like the sound of like a limb being crushed rapidly is just them crushing a bell pepper in their hand. While not cracking for punch effect, yeah. Epidemiologist, there we go. That looked like I had wings for a second. That was cute. But yeah, if I wanted to learn programming, I would have to find... Odds are, it is probably... You two both bring up C++. That'd probably be what I'd have to go for. And in all reality, I have to find, like, online courses for it. Because learning on my own, no, I need a teacher for that. I need someone to teach me. Yeah. YouTube in the 2000s era had, like, a lot of gore. It had, like, straight-up footage that was on Live Leak, man. You can still find some of it. You very easily can still find some of it. Find some of it? No thanks. I mean, it's not for everybody, I'm gonna be honest. The era of Live Leak on the internet was something unique. Yeah, it was only, like, directly illegal stuff that got hit largely in the early era of YouTube. It was the same thing with Twitch. Like, I don't think copyright stuff would have gone down quickly. Yeah. But it was the same thing with Twitch. Twitch for the longest time was really unmoderated. It only didn't change. The only time you really got hit in the early era of Twitch was when you had anything like, I want to say grotesque nudity, but it was basically nudity and anything that would be illegal.
Yeah, Twitch used to be like Kick. Like, it did. But then they got, then the original 3 people who started it sold the company, and it turned into what it is now. Or, yeah, no, they got, I believe they got bought out of their own company, if I remember correctly. Like, this is the funny thing about most of the online platforms that existed. You have, like, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, MySpace even. MySpace was genuinely, like, the only online platform that the guy who made it didn't change. He realized what he made, he realized he needed money, he sold the company, and just continued being the same. He didn't let money get to him, which was absolutely hilarious. I think his name's online goes by MySpace Craig. Like, legitimately, he's the only guy who didn't like shill out or sell out as a person. It's funny. As long as it was about video games, you could pretty much do whatever you wanted on Twitch. Yeah. They had very minimal rules, and the rules were just basically to keep the website away from basically being R18. That's really about it. Or anything that was like copyrighted material type of thing. But other than that, legitimately, you could do just about anything. Yep, it had to be related to the category you were in for, and no pornographic material, and no copyright. That is the best way to sum it up. But now look at it. Now look at what it's turned into. Hot tub streaming, politics, not about games at all. Like the biggest category on Twitch is politics. It's bloody politics, IRL streaming. Twitch will... any video platform besides maybe Kick will have a grudge against VTubers for a very specific reason. And it's because they can't use your face or your information against you if you keep yourself hidden enough. That's the main reason. They didn't police language or content as long as you weren't doing porn or DMCA violations and kept it to the video game you were supposed to be streaming. Yep. And that's actually how... that's how Section 230 actually is written, by the way. The moment you start curtailing the information and picking what can and cannot be shown, besides basic moderation, you start to lose your protection. Like, I don't think people realize just how Section 230 functions with things like Twitch or YouTube. Because it's been a long time since they should have lost their protections under Section 230. Yeah, it can be a big black guy with AI voice changer hiding behind a tiny white lolly model. Yep. And that's the thing that Twitch doesn't want. Twitch doesn't like that they can't use your information against you. Meanwhile, Here's the thing. Yeah. They've been in flagrant violation of Section 230 for years. Twitch higher-ups seem incompetent. They're always incompetent. It's... Ever since the original 3 left, it's been very much incompetent. That's the thing about, like, if the people who originally started a platform leave, odds are the people who go in are not going to be competent at all. And they're not going to understand the vision that it was originally built on. That's like the massive issue with a lot of these companies, is they bought up companies that were making money. Yeah, they have a political agenda which they are pushing through the company. Bingo. And it's because of that that the original, I want to say it is like soul or essence of these platforms just kind of went away. And that's like the huge downside to it. It's like, okay, who here has a DeviantArt page and uploads art to DeviantArt? Congratulations, you don't own your artwork anymore. DeviantArt basically has by agreeing to DeviantArt, you've basically waived your right of ownership to that artwork. You can use it for what you want, but at the end of the day, the people who own it are going to be DeviantArt because you willingly put it on their platform. DeviantArt was not originally like that. It was basically just a hosting platform for your artwork to where they claimed no ownership of anything that was uploaded to the website. The moment they started to claim ownership, A, they lost protection from Section 230, and B, is the moment that they obtained new people running it. Yeah, we just want to escape reality for a moment, but the reality slowly creeps in and everything. Welcome to the philosophical idea of taking a population and treating it like a frog. And boiling that frog alive. Yeah, you basically give them free at I would describe it as 75% ownership of your content. I wouldn't even describe it as 50. You are literally signing away your ability to use your artwork and control who uses it to DeviantArt. It's the same thing with YouTube. It's the same thing with Twitch. It's the same thing with friggin' VGen, man. Like, I understand people use VGen as a payment processor, but please be careful with how you treat VGen, because here's the thing. VGen wants to separate, whenever you go to VGen and buy a thing of artwork, you should understand this. Because of VGen's TOS, anytime an artist puts a secondary TOS, you don't have to follow the secondary TOS, because your terms of service that you're bound to are with VGen, not the artist. The artist's terms of service are bound to VGen and the artist. Meaning when you have to pay to have monetization for your thing, to be able to use your whatever you buy artwork wise for monetization, you technically don't even have to do that. Because your terms of service are bound to VGen and you're not bound to the artist terms of service. It's the same thing with when they try to separate monetization between streaming monetization and physical works monetization, i.e. shirts, figures, anything like that. You run into the issue of, well, congratulations. You can't separate the two because they're both monetization. And the way VGen is set up, it doesn't separate the two for the buyer. Like, it doesn't actually separate it for the buyer. What it does do is make it so that the artist can separate it, but the buyer doesn't have to abide by that separation. Like, this is a huge thing. If you have artwork, do not use DeviantArt, do not use VGen. If you make your living off of this stuff, use your own made platform. Because then your contract is with the buyer. Then your contract is with you yourself, the poster. You have protected everything you need to. I think people have forgotten the power of the contract. Come, my fellow Pepes, let us revolt. Man, that's how I feel at times. Some people don't know how. And this is why I say the education system failed people. Because it used to be taught in schools within civics classes and various other classes similar to it, where if you were in, say, high school as a senior or 1 year below a senior, I forget the name, you used to be able to get classes on taxes, learning how to read a contract, learning how to understand a contract. You used to get these classes. You don't anymore. You must either then learn or contract with a middleman you can trust. Yep. And that's the danger of it. If you cannot either learn to contract with a middleman that you trust, or create your own platform for what you're trying to do, you are severely hindering yourself. A lawyer helps read contracts, but it's better for you to understand the contract yourself. Because say you're going in to apply for a job. Yeah, in this case, it's most likely a web developer. Yeah. But, like, that's one of those things. You have to understand that what you're getting into and what you're signing. That's why with me, whenever I'm handed a contract, I slowly start talking to the people to figure so I can, like, quickly read through it. And for any fine text, to read through the fine text. Yep, that's a web developer's job. Fan remote, where are you? There you are. Room's getting hot. I finally broke down and turned the heat on. Told you this was gonna be the longest armor farm in the entire game. Switch songs. There we go. Where I can find someone capable of HTML5, JS, CSS if you want. Also, you will also want a designer if you can't design yourself. Yep. Right now, where artists want to be independent twatter. I don't think so. Realistically, if you're an artist and you just like if you make drawings that you want to post on Twitter or DeviantArt, that's fine. But the moment you start trying to profit from it, realistically, you just need a web designer that is able to make a payment portal, a payment and delivery portal for whatever you're doing. But a lot of people don't do that. You need to be looking at finding customers. Yep, that too. Rich ones. You need to get into the market of tax evasion modern art. I hate the fact that I can say it like that because it's true. We are in spending money to make money now. Yep. That's the thing. Making money... Do not believe what anyone says about, oh, you don't need money to make money. You need money to make money. I'm going to be doing leatherworking soon. And guess what? I need money to make money in leatherworking. Because I need to buy the leather. I needed to buy the tooling. I needed to do all of that just so I could start. Yeah, it doesn't mean actually being good at art. It just means getting your stuff highly valued by an appraiser. It usually means bribing them. You don't, shh, don't say the quiet part out loud. Like Dutch tape banana situation. Don't get me started on that because I was flipping out on that one. It's like, that's just stupid. Why? Just why? Like, I cannot stand the world of modern art. Blue line of paint on a canvas, black blank canvas. It's so stupid. Modern art's dumb. Oh, not you around there, I know I dare. I'm not everything painted by Hunter Biden. Yes, I went there. What's wrong with being able to throw a bucket of paint at a canvas and sell it for $1 million? A lot of things are wrong with that, Maya. A lot of them. Primarily being, that's not art. That's not art, man. That's just a bucket of paint thrown against a canvas. Also, Operator, I love that you said everything painted by Hunter Biden. Yeah, art used to have rules. It used to be very, not strict, but it had criteria for a subjective, for an idea. Not a subjective idea, just an idea. It had rules for a concept, for the style of painting. Oh, trust me, I find it hilarious. There's nothing to apologize for. I find it funny. It's why, like, if you ask me, what are my favorite styles of painting? My favorite styles of painting are, and it's going to sound strange how I'm going to say this. My favorite style of painting is a mandala. And there's a reason why. It's because, yes, it's a loose form, but it still has a strict nature to it. Meaning you can make it into almost anything, but you will know what type of painting it is. Same with grayscale environmental. You know what you're doing. You have strict rules to play by. Your rules are grayscale, and you stick by those rules. My favorite style of paint are boots on the floor. We found the person who likes finger painting. We found the guy who probably eats crayons. You know I'm joking, Link. It's painstaking funny. I don't make them with good reason. Is it because you can't use your hands? Or are you just bad at painting? I was wondering why I knew this song. It's Ed Guy Vainglory Opera. That explains it. Gemma, can we please just speed this up? I turn expensive materials into trash heaps worthy only of a dumpster. Man, that's a way to phrase it. Remember in the old games where it was only 2 dialogue boxes to get something crafted? Yep. Now I have to click yes. I have to press the confirm. I have to go over to yes, press confirm again. I have to sit through a cutscene that I then have to press the skip 2 times. And then I have to be asked, am I equipping it? No. There's a reason why if I ever made a game, the menus would be simple. Everything that's like specific that is not related to gameplay would be simple. Besides story, because I enjoy a good story. The 2 major aspects of it would just be story and actual gameplay. Everything else would be minimalist. To fit minimalist with an aesthetic design to fit the theming of the game. I want to make a game one of these days. I really do. Yeah, they have made it exemptionally difficult to, like... I wouldn't say exceedingly. I'd say they just made it so pain in the butt you don't want to do it. Why I tend not to do multiplayer. Okay. Do you know of any like platform or website that is like I can learn on? I can slowly learn on because it's gonna take me a good hot minute to actually, yeah, I can English to basically like get my body used to typing it out. Because a lot of the typing I do now is just, it's literally just muscle memory. I will never use Godot. As much as Godot is useful, I cannot stand the people who run it. And the people who run it are, words I can't say on stream. Because I'd like to not get banned from Twitch. Good. I'm pretty sure everyone here knows exactly what I was going to say. But yeah, once money comes in at the end of the month, I'll be able to order the leather that I need, and I can start doing the leather working streams. They will not replace, like, the gaming streams. Like, the leather working streams will not replace the gaming streams. It's just, if I'm going to be making stuff for sale, it sounds weird. I would like it to be shown on stream for a very specific reason. And that is A, marketing, and B, it gets the product out to people who might want to buy it. Because one of the projects I have already in mind is armor, like full-blown hardened leather armor. And if I'm making that, that costs a lot in resources. Hopefully not be like the Pirate Software situation. I will never be like that freak. And I have already told friends that if I start acting like him, cancel me. Just cancel me if I start acting like that. Use every ounce of ammunition you have, throw it at my face. If I ever get like that. When I say unstable, I mean he took documentation down without saying anything, though the official channels are or updated or properly updating the website. Oh my. But yeah, that's like, if I ever start acting like that, I have made it clear to my friends, I need you to do everything in your power to make me lose the position I have, because the position is too big for my britches. But here's the thing as well. Oh yeah, he was somewhat correct on running for the WoW situation, but everything else, he legitimately has never been correct. Like, you literally had a programmer review his own game and realize it is so poorly made, it's not even funny. And then he's like, well, I made it that way so I can run an ARG. I also made it that way and it can run on a fridge. And then he got debunked on it being able to run on a fridge. And then he got debunked on the stuff he was saying with, like, stop killing games. Just because he ran live service games. And every time he says, well, it's not actually live service. Dude, you literally worked with Ludwig and his company to make live service games. You still get paid for those. And in addition, his game Heartbound, as much as he wants to say, oh, it doesn't use DRM, here's the thing. It actively uses your Steam account as the basis to check for piracy. Well, congratulations. Like, congratulations. That's online DRM, even if you don't want to admit it. It's a form of it. And that gives him, and he wants to, and he's only defending the people, he's defending his position against Stop Killing Games, and it's actually stupid. That's the funny part, man. Like, he had to know if he kept doubling down, it wouldn't get better. He had to know this. Or is he that, or like, I'm on the position of he had to know. But I also see the position of he's that much of a nepotism-based idiot that he couldn't figure it out. Oh, he's... Like, this is the thing. Jason Hall, I'm not gonna call him Thor. I refuse to. He's stabilized. In that he could not be convinced that he's wrong. Yeah, he's arrogant. He's a nepotistic his nepotism combined with his arrogance is absolutely showing when it comes to him. But, like, he's stabilized. He has his core fans that will stick with him no matter what he does. It's a Dark Side Phil situation with him. Dark Side Phil has people who will defend him up and down, left and right. It doesn't matter. They will defend him no matter what. Pirate Software, Jason Hall, is at the point he's a DSP situation. He's a DSP, EDP, too many people to name who have the same type of thing as a content creator. I work at Blizzard, you know? Did you know my dad worked at Blizzard? Did you know that I was on Blizzard QA and testing? It's all like he thinks he doesn't mention it 90% of the time when he does. Yeah, I know, like, there are benefits to being a Nepo baby, but there's also a lot of downsides in that you earn nothing. You earn nothing. You don't feel the joy of earning something truthfully. And that's a major issue in my mind. But you do get a lot of benefits, and that's the thing. People will subjectively say, well, the feeling of earning something isn't better than just having the thing at the start. And to a degree, they're right. I will not knock that. To a degree, they are correct. But there's something good about knowing that you did it yourself, or you did it through the help of friends. You did it, you obtained it through hard work, sweat, and tears. To some, that's a better position than being put into a position just because of nepotism. For me, that's a better... I'd rather be in that position than be somewhere because of nepotism. That's at least me. Because to me, getting somewhere because of nepotism is just dishonesty. Dishonesty. And that, I know that comes off like, oh, that comes from people saying like, well, you've never been in that position. It's like, okay, even if it was my own kid, I wouldn't put him in that. I would not put my child in a position that they do not rightfully deserve. They are not mentally prepared for, nor are they rightly skilled. Because that is how you set someone up for failure. That's how you set someone up for failure. Because the moment that gig that they have, that they were placed into, fails, they have nothing. They have nothing. They have earned nothing. They have gained absolutely nothing. It is actively setting your child up for failure. Because nothing lasts forever. It's the reason why, like, when you look at people who live off trust funds... They are some of the most depressed, drug-addled people you will ever meet. Because that's all they know. And the moment they lose that, their life just falls. It crumbles. You genuinely need to earn something to have it remain with you at the end of days. And I'm not talking money. I'm not talking like, oh, you own a building. You own a business. Because those things don't go with you. You need to earn what you've done. Specifically so that you know that if something happens, you can pick yourself back up. Yeah, money is a trial. It is something to test you. It's to test your character. It's to test, are you capable of handling that much power? Because money comes with power, but the power it comes with does not inherently make you worse or better. It amplifies the inherent nature of the individual. And... like, genuinely, I can tell you flat out, if I came into money, I'm gonna be honest, I'd do what I do now. I'd live in my family home, I'd help my family with bills, and I'd use the money to help others. I'd invest it properly so that I could have, like, stable money coming in so I can help others more, but that's about it. Yeah, money will make the most of you. Hope you are the you want to be. That is a good way to put it. Okay, I can finally stop having to hunt Best Bites. Woo. Brewster's Millions is a great movie on this topic. I have not heard of that one. Okay, now add to wish list, add to wish list, add to wish list, add to wish list. Kid inherits a fortunes, but has to spend $1 million in a short time period to get it. Oh my. Can I tolerate woke? Am I allowed to call that person mean words while doing so? Because if the answer is no, then no. He can't spend it all on charity or at the casino, and he can't benefit from it by the end. He has to completely waste it all. Oh my, that's a movie right there. Great life lesson on how hard it is to actually spend $1 million. Yeah. I don't know how people, like... I don't know how people literally could not live off $1 million for the rest of their life. You play your cards just right, you're fine. If you don't live an extravagant life, if you don't do anything, like, stupid, it should last you your entire life. Or just about your entire life. True, in this economy, yes, I can see that. In this economy, getting decent priced ammo is difficult. Invest in crypto. Let's go. No, don't invest. Don't invest in crypto. Like, I get the appeal of it, but no. It's the fastest way to lose everything. You really, if you want, this is, okay, this is at least like my position. I am not a financial advisor, nor do I advise anyone to follow my method. Use metals. Like, straight up, use metal. Your most solid investment is metal. In Vegas is rigged, yeah. Your best possible option is metal. And that's because metal will retain its value over time. And it can go up in price. Like, straight up, that's the benefit of using metals. Doesn't matter if it's copper. Copper will go up in price. Because say someone needs bulk copper. Congratulations. You have like 20 pounds of, you have 20 5-pound bars of copper. You just made a good bit of money. Prepare to dump metals when Elon announces a mining division for space. Yeah, that's when it gets hard. That's when you start going into food. That's when you start going into investing in food production. Yep, gold is going to the basement the moment asteroid miners find gold. Or even asteroid mining in general. Yeah, it'll supply the gold supply will just double overnight. That is exactly what will happen. I forgot how big the Norwegian power metal scene is. Game? They ran away! They ran away. It's one of the most common metals found in space. Yeah. Yeah, wood isn't rare on Earth. Now, if they figure out how to basically accelerate the growth of a tree, like from seconds to years to days, I'm pretty sure we would be able to renew forests very quickly. Like, I honestly think the only thing, like, if people want to talk about, oh, we should rebuild our forest, figure out how to accelerate tree growth. Not like, oh, we shouldn't just, we should just stop oil, stop coal. Figure out how to accelerate tree growth. That's something I'd put my money to. That was a garden that grew out of control. Wait, like, I'm honest. Like, straight up, if people want to talk about... Like, that, I'm being honest with that one. Like, if people want to talk about, oh, we should help the environment, figure out how to accelerate plant growth. That's where you have me. It's not just abandon coal, abandon oil, abandon nuclear, only solar, only wind. No. Figure out how to accelerate tree growth, because if you can accelerate tree growth, congratulations. You will be able to do just about anything at that point. Yeah, the most valuable thing you can invest in is in land. My opinion on land also kind of goes hand in hand with my opinion on a lot of things. And you can rapidly increase plant production. Yep. But yes, if anyone knows, my opinion on land is that if you are not a person of said country, you should not be able to, if you are not a citizen of said country, you should not be able to own land in that country. Yes, they all. Yeah, you need lots of CO2 if you want trees with giant leaves the size of a man's chest. This will also increase the size of insects. I mean, I'd be fine with that because then I can fight them from getting into my house. Giant mantis. That would be terrifying. Also be able to squeeze through small cracks and get into your house. Okay, true. Things. I mean, if you build the house tight enough, I think they wouldn't be able to get in. Giant insects, not interested as giant. Not interesting enough as giant megalodons. I mean, yeah. The era of giant fish is something that is over, thankfully. Yeah, the era of giant fish is something that I wouldn't want again. No giant sharks, just normal 20, 30 feet giant whales, which is still too big. I mean, the whales are probably happy they're that big. But probably not. Giant whales. Whales are 100 feet or more, depending on species. Oh my. Yeah, like, as much as people talk about sharks being like an apex predator, they're genuinely not that well suited for the, like, they're not that well suited for modern oceans. Can you stop hitting me? Just want to get up. I mean, yeah, they can be, but not always. All it takes is one solid punch to their face, and it's just like, they tend to scram. It's even worse if you have, like, I forgot what it is, but it is either a compressed air launcher, basically. You shoot it at the front of their face, and you can actually cause them to die doing so. Because their body no longer knows what to do. And then you also have the variation of the wasp knife that the Russians made, where it delivers a canister of CO2 directly into the wound. Sharks are a category of fish you never want to be around. I mean, justifiable. If you're weak. You're not certain fish. I certainly don't want to be around their 30-foot ocean relative. I mean, yes, that's a justifiable answer. Yes, I run in this game because of how often you're in these areas with heat or fire. I tend to run adaptability.
だからこそ君ら
気持ちはわかる。この世界
さて
ナタが集めてくれている情報の中で一つ気になる
Oh!
ものがあったそう。
Okay, that put me through to the end on that one. Okay.
早速向かいましょう。了解した。
With good reason, they can hunt anything in the ocean, even boats. That's when you need a tank of gas and a gun. Make them swallow the tank, and then shoot it.
電流じゃ。
ああと言っても一体
なるほど。
Oh, it's Jindahad.
すごい。これほどのはいまたジョー考えどれ加えてそうここからわかった。
Nat, get with the program. You gotta look like a JoJo character right now.
準備ができたら
How are you gonna make an entire pack of orcas swallow an explosive tank? Answer, you painted in seal blood. Painted in the blood of seals.
気になるものはある？
I will not touch Genshin. I would rather stub my toe on a Lego than play Genshin. You know how hard you know how painful Legos are? Legos are painful, man. And I'd rather stub my toe on a Lego. Actually, no. I'd rather walk barefoot on a Lego. Oh no, my character looks French. My character looks French. Vive la résistance! Oui, oui, a baguette! Oui, oui, a baguette! Croissant! You like a croissant? Why the pretzel though? That's German. I mean, yeah. Why the pretzel? Why, Link? Why is the pretzel there? The baguette I get. The pretzel's German. I am finally figuring out what I need to do for Hollow Knight so we can continue Hollow Knight soon. Strange Journey is gonna happen after I finish Hollow Knight. Also because I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do the fusion guide for that, because fusion in the old games is really weird. But yeah, I've just been waiting for me to know how to make progress in Hollow Knight, and I now know what I need to do. So it's like, okay, cool. So tomorrow, if I'm live, I'll probably be live. What am I saying? Tomorrow with Hollow Knight, it's basically turning into a boss fight rush because I gotta defeat a bunch of bosses. It's really good. I think, okay, operator, I think you'd enjoy watching me play through the Path of Pain in that game, purely because you'd laugh at me. Not efficiently, but I know I'm gonna be using the Wi-Fi for when I get the shop up and running. I'm gonna be using the Wi-Fi. Because once the shop is up and running, we're doing blacksmithing, people. The reason why, Link, is data caps. Data caps and bandwidth. Not all internet is created equal. Well, accessible internet. We're not talking about certain things. I didn't even notice my health was low. And, so basically, how I plan to stream from the garage is... I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna see if I can get a used laptop. Let's see if I can get a used laptop. And then hook up like 1 or 2 webcams to it and then call it a deal from there. Because that is where my shop is. I can do the leather working inside my house, but I can't do, like, the blacksmithing inside my house. We will eventually have, like, a proper place for me to, like, do my work, but, to do my work of, like, blacksmithing and stuff. But it's also the moment of, like, that takes a lot of money. I need to lay a foundation, I need to get a building on top of it, and I'm in a place where I legally cannot have a shipping container have a prolonged stay on my land because I live in the city. So even if I put a slab down and put a shipping container down, insulated the thing, made it into like a proper shop, I can't do that. Okay, this is the thing, operator. I'm avoiding the harsher chemicals for leatherworking. The harshest chemical I'm going to be working with right now is basically simple leather dye. At worst, I will eventually have to deal with etching acid. But that's once I have the blacksmithing shop up and running again. Because I am not going to tan my own leather. As much as I would love to, I am not going to. Pretty much all the leather I'll be working with is outsole leather. And that's just because of the price, but also the quality of it. Outsole leather is the cheapest grade 1 leather you can get from a decent supplier. But I have a few plans that I want to do. I'm going to make a few wallets, and then I'm going to make like 1 or 2 like playing mats for card games that I'm going to give to a friend to see if his group is interested in them. But then I have a personal project. And that personal project is a full arm set of hardened leather armor. Because I want to see how that goes, and then I'll be streaming it, and I'll probably be talking to a few people who have friends who do Ren Fair shenanigans to see if they'd be interested in it or not. Along with, I'd be asking a few family members that I know go to the Ren Fair often enough every summer. But I have some interesting plans for what I want to do. I also kind of want to get into the custom holster business. Because there's a lot of guns that don't have holsters. There's a lot of knives that don't have sheaths from, like, the factory. And you end up having to buy your own or get a super expensive one made. And a lot of the people who make custom holsters, and this is a dig at the holster industry, by the way. If they make custom leather holsters, they tend to overprice their stuff because they want to basically make back their R&D costs by just every single holster sold, which I think is stupid. Because if you want to make back your R&D costs, don't do it off of one unit. Do it off of the entirety of the sales rather than just making one really expensive product. Because that's the thing. You can easily make back your money when doing R&D stuff. You can easily make back your money if your product sells and is at a decent price to the buyer. And in all honesty, if I did tan my own leather, I'm going to be honest, I'd probably do the fire method. I would probably do the brain tanning method, where it's literally you take the brain of the animal, mix it with literally just a little bit of water. No, wear a mask. This stuff smells. And then coat the leather on both sides to where I then put it over a fire, so basically it dries. It makes the leather. It basically acts as a natural tanning agent. That saved my butt. Oh, right in the face. Yeah, I got projects. Like, I'm also willing to take suggestions on what I should make. Like, I just am. Because this is the thing. This channel is very much the... What's going on in the day-to-day life of Cat? What is Cat making? What is Cat playing? What am I doing with my life? Is this real life? Or is this real life, or is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide trying to escape from reality. Easy come, easy go. Will you let me go? Don't question that. I had to. Easy come, easy go. Will you let me go? God, no, we will not let you go. Because, like, this is the thing. I want input from my audience. You guys are the audience. And I make that distinction very well. But I also don't want to be controlled by the audience. The way people like Hassan Piker is literally trapped by his audience. He's an idiot, but he's trapped by his audience. It's the reason why Tectone stopped playing Genshin. It's the reason why Jay Schlatt got away from Minecraft. Because he was being literally captured by you guys. By the people watching, he was quite literally being captured and locked to that one thing. That's no dig at people who watch streams or watch YouTube videos, watch content in general. It's just one of those things that, like, if you make content, you cannot let yourself be trapped by it. By the stuff that's successful. Because the moment you let yourself get trapped by that which is successful, you've just kind of doomed yourself as a person. And you're really going to hate going forward with it. Yeah, unless you make one channel. And I don't plan on making multiple channels. So this channel is gonna turn into one of those things where it's like, welcome to the variety time. We're doing things. The only reason I've been playing Monster Hunter like as much as of late is because I want to get my save file back. I want to get my save file back. That's really about it. But it's the reason why I started playing Hollow Knight more. I started playing Strange Journey more. It's because to me, it's actually worth it. Maybe not to the numbers for the channel, but like to me as an individual, it's worth it. True, they make it based on selling their personality, which I've done my best at doing so. I've tried separating myself from, we just do Monster Hunter here. I am trying to do my best at doing that. And I would like to think I am succeeding in that. I don't know. Probably not. Heck if I know, I'm my worst critic. I am absolutely my worst critic. I don't care what the YouTube algorithm says, because the YouTube algorithm can go kick rocks. I do what makes me happy now. That almost got me. I know it's not an easy road to take, but this is the thing. I'd rather take the harder road, knowing it's more rewarding to me. And I'm not talking money. Money is part of it. But I'm talking from the stance of it is more rewarding to me as an individual, as a person, knowing that I did not betray myself to get where I did. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to all of you? That I'd rather not betray myself than get into a position that I don't think I deserve. Also, yeah, what's the point of the YouTube algorithm is if it doesn't help anyone. It's just showing AI trash. I believe all of you can tell, I kind of grew up around a much older generation than my own. I spent a lot of time with my grandmother and my grandfather as a kid, and that kind of shaped the way I see things, the way I do things. Like, it really did. And it kind of makes it to where if I want to get, like, I want to get someplace super successful in modern day, it actually makes it more difficult. But it feels better knowing I got there the way I did, if that's the easiest way to put it. Okay. Like, the easiest joke I can make about it is Tony Stark built his armor in a cave with nothing but a box of scraps and a welder. That type of position. That should not have worked. YouTube algorithm is also black box AI now. Not even YouTube knows how it works anymore. They just give it a little nudge here and there. Sometimes the nudge breaks things. Yeah. It's the same thing with Twitch, except Twitch is a lot more manual in how they adjust things to where nowadays it really promotes specific categories over everything else. I'm not talking categories of like what you're playing. It pushes the categorical tags you have for your stream. That's the thing Twitch does now mainly. Kick, I don't think Kick does a lot of things. I'm gonna be honest. Will be good for live content creators, but is bad for reputational issues. Yeah, that's the downside, is it's bad for reputational issues. But they're slowly fixing the reputation it has, because they're trying to get more so away from the gambling part of it. Yes, it was made off of stake. It can't escape that. But they're trying to slowly get away from it. And that's the thing about Kick that is interesting, is they're actively trying to fix the reputation they had, and somewhat have still. Rumble is good for politics, not so much for gaming content. And there really isn't a website made for gaming content anymore. And that's just due to the fact that I'm going to be blunt on it. Gaming content doesn't really matter anymore. People want to go to these platforms to get into rage debates, get angry, see someone who only agrees with them. And that's sad. Yep, Odyssey is more aimed at educational stuff. There really isn't a platform for games. Age. And so knows. YouTube is the place for gaming content if they didn't treat it so poorly. They treat it excessively poorly. That's the downside to YouTube, is they treat gaming content extremely poorly. Tons of backlogs if you need a guide for games, and yes, it's a very extensive audience. It's just the way it's currently looking. Even people who made money and still make money off gaming content, they're being told by their YouTube reps, is just straight up, it's slowly getting to where it's not worth it. True, they want guides. I'm pretty sure if I made a Monster Hunter guide on how to fight every monster efficiently, I'd get a bunch of views. I'd get a bunch of views. Like, that's not even a joke. I'm pretty sure that's like 100%. If I made a guide on Monster Hunter builds, I'd get a lot of views, most likely. That's not who I am. That's the difference. And I don't want to play the algorithm. Because in playing the algorithm, it just gets annoying. I think there's only really one game I would make guides for. That's Neo. That would be Neo. And it's really only like that for one reason. It's because I know way more about Neo than I should. I know too much about that game. I shouldn't know as much as I do. And in all reality, a lot of the games I play, yeah, they have guides, but you really can't make a guide for it. Like, Shin Megami Tensei, yeah, you can make team compositions and ability compositions for your team, but that's about it. There really isn't a guide, like, you could do. That's the downside of the stuff that I tend to play. You really can't do guides for unless it's Monster Hunter. And I'm not doing that. That scene is already cluttered as is, and it's not worth my time. Yes, operator, I do know that you are one of the few people that can make guides on just about anything because you do numbers. Your entire shtick is numbers. Mine is not. Ichigo camps are just calculators with pretty graphics. That's... I mean, yes. Yes, it is true. Like that is what they are. They are quintessentially just calculators with fancy graphics. obviously overly simplified, as games like Chrono Trigger and Dark Souls are obviously works of art with deep and profound stories. However, the gameplay is just a calculator with more steps. Yes, that is true. This is just me being, like, on the personal level. With how I play games, making guides for them really isn't possible. Because I aim for more fun than anything. Not best of the best meta build. Okay, there's a lot of reasons why Matt Walsh is a dunce. There's a lot of reasons. His stance on anime is reason enough to call him a dunce. Yeah, his stance on video games alone is enough to call him a dunce. Not video games, just anime. Given his cultural background, I'm surprised he hasn't ran into the things that are largely Christian-based in nature in anime, because there's a lot of them. Like, that's the thing. There's a lot of them. It's just, for some reason, he hasn't ran into any of them. Yeah, because of Disney. That's another reason to blame Disney for many things. Disney kind of ruined the animation industry. I'm gonna be honest. And that's not a dig at Walt Disney, because what Disney did was good. Walt Disney did was really good. It's the fact that because of the success of Walt Disney, you ended up having the success of people who made, like, Felix the Cat, Betty Boop, just get overshadowed. And that's, like, the entire thing about it is the man who made Felix the Cat and Betty Boop were generally good animators. But they're more aimed towards adults. Like, if you've ever looked at anything in the works of Felix the Cat or Betty Boop, you realize, oh, it's super dark. It's super dark and meant for adults. But due to the fact that it wasn't as mainstream, it didn't take off. And that's the sad part about it, about media. Okay. Let's end that. But yeah. Betty Boop was a flapper girl, and not necessarily a flapper girl because she comes from the same era of Felix the Cat. If you know the original Betty Boop, you actually understand that Betty Boop wasn't human. It was, I remember, a bulldog? Yeah, she's a bulldog. She, over time, became a human in design, but was originally designed around being a bulldog with Felix the Cat. I know way too much about old animation. Yeah, the actual story of, like, how Betty Boop as a character came into existence was really interesting. It's just, it's so forgotten. It's basically just like, she's just there. Whereas, like, if you understand the history behind these works of art, you understand that a lot of it stemmed from really adult material. Like, a lot of what we know today as children's material started out as adult material. A lot of it really did. I have feelings about this. Confusing ones. I don't want to know what your feelings are on this. Like, did all of us forget why BioShock Infinite became so famous? And what spawned because of the adult fans of BioShock Infinite? I'm certainly never gonna see Betty Boop the same. No, she used to be a bulldog. I mean, okay. Yeah, same on that one. But I knew that a long time ago, so. Yeah, no, the entire 3D animation industry literally got leaps and bounds ahead of what it was because of people wanting to make adult material of these characters. That's not even a joke. That's legitimately what happened. And it's weird when you think about it. That's... I did not wish to have this knowledge. You are cursed with knowledge. You are cursed with knowledge. Be cursed with this knowledge. If I have to live with it, so do all of you. But yeah, no, like, a lot of the 3D animation industry, on top of... Just add it to the cursed knowledge pill. Just add it to the cursed knowledge pill. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we have nowadays that stems from adults wanting to be degenerates. I wish it wasn't like that, but it's true. Either degenerate, psychopathic murderers, or actual monsters of people. And that's just sadly the way the world works. I don't like it either. Oh, my sinuses, man. Okay, I got the casted on heads. I think I'm gonna cut stream here. Operator, if you could think of anything I can make guides off of without having to go too insane about it, message them to me. Then someone made one that could make text and images on screen. Yep. Yeah, if you can think of guides that can be made easily without having to go into speedrunning wilds. Then I have to learn speedrunning tactics. I mean, that's not hard, but still. I'm gonna raid out on Twitch's end. You're practically an expert at it. Okay, I mean, you're not wrong. You aren't wrong. I have played too much of this game to know how to speedrun monsters. So you're not wrong. I will turn back on give dogs dog treats while I am in the process of raiding. Who shall we raid today? I meant the entire game. True. True. Yeah, I am basically. I've done enough of this game to know how to speedrun it. Getting from HR0 to postgame. I mean, yes, I am. I am kind of like that. We're gonna raid over to Samson. He's currently with a friend who's going over VTuber models and how they're made. We'll raid over to him. And I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to take the dogs outside and let them run around on their leads for a bit. God bless y'all. Be safe.